Your tip of the week is brought to you by thebeerian.com, the beer blog read by tens of Christians everywhere.
Welcome to Beer Tip of the Week. My name's Greg Qualls and I'm your host. Beer Tip of the Week is designed for the person out there who wants to do more than just drink their beer, but enjoy their beer drinking experience. Each week, I give you a simple tip to help you do just that. This week, we're on our final part of our three-part series on tips for how to store your beer. Today, I'd like to talk to you about drinking fresh beer.
Beer, 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 beer.
So here's the deal. Most beers have a shelf life. They'll actually go bad after a certain point in their life. Unlike other liquors, they don't necessarily get better with age. Unfortunately, at certain points they start to go bad and start to lose their flavor, or not only that, start to taste bad. So, with that in mind, you need to realize that fresh beer, the sooner you get beer from the point of it being brewed, is going to taste better. The fresher the beer, the better the beer. Now, that is the norm. There are some exceptions. There are some beers that are actually, from what I understand, from what I've studied, that get better with age. These are beers that have over 7% of alcohol, that do not have a whole lot of hops in them, because remember, hops put out an oil. And so with that oil conditioned to sunlight, different instances with that will actually cause that beer to start going bad. So they're not overly hoppy, and that they're actually bottled with yeast inside of them. So certain beers are like that. Those beers that have those three kind of conditions are actually pretty good, have a pretty good chance that they will actually age very well, that they'll actually become better the longer that you store them. You want to store them just like wine, in that case, in a dark, cool place. We've already talked about those two options. But unlike wine, instead of laying them down, unless they are a corked bottle, a corked beer bottle, you're going to want to actually stand them up whenever you store them. So, that's your tip for this week, the third tip in the three-part series of how to store your beer. Keep in mind, fresh beer is better than older beer. That's your beer tip of the week. If you'd like to be a part of this show, I have two ways that you can participate. First is send in a video of yourself or yourself and your friends introducing the show. All you have to do is state your name, where you're from, and you're watching Beer Tip of the Week. Other than that, you can do it on your webcam on your computer at home, or get as extravagant as you want. I don't care. You can go to a local bar, to the church, go to your liquor store, introduce us to your favorite, cashier at the liquor store, whatever. Just do the introduction for Beer Tip of the Week and email it to greg@thebeerian.com. If it's too big, then it's too long. Keep it short. The other way that you can participate is by sending tips in. If you have a simple tip that would help others to enjoy their beer more, you can just simply send it to tips@thebeerian.com. Other than that, that's the end of our three-part series on how to store your beer. I don't know where we're going next, but I really enjoyed doing this series up to this point. I'm Greg Qualls, your host, and remember, whether you eat or drink, do it all to the glory of God. And I'll see you next week. It gets better, and then at a certain point it starts to go bad. And my dog is growling, so I'm going to have to redo that take. Quiet, Callie. Messed up with. Hey. Quiet.